Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology Retold action, spawning in the bottom of the map in the blue color, playing as Isis. His name is TheRapl. His opponent today in the red color, playing as Kronos. His name is Magic. The map is Alpha, and this is the EGCTV Genesis Retold $15,000 semifinals here. And this is the matchup to kick it off. We've got Magic, we've got TheRapl, we've got some insane gameplay coming at you right now. Now, we've seen this. We've seen a little cheeky Isis versus Atlantean action thus far in this tournament. We've seen Pre-Siege be very, very effective. And I believe it was effective for Magic. But he is now on the Atlantean side of it. Will he be able to defend the Pre-Siege shenanigans, or will TheRapl go for something completely different? That is the big question here. Let's check out the relics as we're going to be moving around the map. We've got that Dar's Scepter over here with the farm wooden gold cost being 25% less there. Very, very nice relic. We've got that tier thing. And I just can't say. We're just going to call it tier thing. Lifesteal from units plus 10% for heroes. That is an amazing relic there for the Priest Siege ideas. In the center of the map, we've got ourselves the Dwarven Horseshoes. Cavalry movement speed going up. This is a really, really big relic for the Kronos side of things to defend against that Priest Siege. And it might even be enough to say, let's call that off. Over on the right side of the map here, we've got Arrows of Heracles. Going to be increasing some damage for the ranged units there. We've got a really, really quick advance time here from Magic. Is already moving the temple forward. He's going through Prometheus. We've got the houses coming up here for TheRapl to defend himself. TheRapl is going for a relatively late advance here. It looks to me like now finally advancing 3 minutes and 5 seconds here. A little bit on the later side of things, but not too crazy late. Magic hasn't gone for an insanely fast advance time here. Just the stock standard 3:30, which is kind of pretty quick, but he's going to be pushing in and trying to get some value with his early Prometheans here before moving in to something else. You can see he's already getting himself wooden gold up the top there in order to try and grab himself a town center. Priest is in position to defend. Houses all around here. Temple going to be getting brought back in. Great house defense here from TheRapl at this point. But the Prometheans are going to get through here, and TheRapl, simply put, going to have to retreat back. He does a lot of effort into defending those villages, but the villages, they've been idle for a significant amount of time here. Prometheans still trying to get through onto this position. Meanwhile, behind all of this, Town Center is coming down for Magic at the top of the map. We'll see if we can get anything else happening. Looks like answer is no. He's going to be retreating away. Town Center is coming up. Obelisk is there, though, for TheRapl. And TheRapl, he will be sending that Sphinx straight across the map. You'd have to expect Armory coming up. I love that Armory spot there for TheRapl as a cheeky little Obelisk going to come in just to check out everything, making sure he gets every little bit of information necessary. Prometheus, Valor coming through there from Magic onto this position. The Sphinx isn't going to be able to stop anything. The Prometheans are just going to be able to move around the map, just deleting Obelisks and everything else here to boot. And we'll see how things are going to go. Sphinx now making a little cheeky look around up to the top side of the map. Can he find a cheeky little Oracle over here? Now, Magic will have access to a Valor. He can also, simply put, just time shift a mana down onto this side. But it looks like that's not going to happen. The Promethean does spot this one as the Promethean offspring going to get sniped down there. Sphinx going to be moving into the main base for the time being, looking for something to take out. More Valor's coming down at the moment, and to me, is this going to be a fast heroic? He's got one counter barracks out, just making the Termers out for the time being. The armory is already up now for RAPL. He's got the barracks. He's making a handful of spearmen, trying to be a little bit on the pressure side here, as a couple of villagers out onto this food source over there. Will RAPL spot this or not is the big question. He hasn't scouted it. He's sending the spearmen looking. He's going to get very, very lucky here, as the spearmen will spot the villagers on this position here. But a mana going to be coming up. No problems here. The villagers, he can just turn around and shank for the moment here, as those spearmen are going to get taken out. Villagers now going to jump onto the elks for the moment, as more spearmen going to come in through. These villagers do not care about your life as a spearman. But we see the priest come in. I love that little healing shenanigans coming through now for the RAPL. The pressure is mounting over here, as the Termer are now out. Those are going to be a great defense here, as the villagers do have to retreat back. And this is a big win here for the RAPL. But Magic, he's going to like this position, in all honesty. 2 town centers against a 1 town center barracks kind of opening from the RAPL. And the RAPL, just the one barracks here. He's trying to get heroic age behind all of this. He's finished up with his chickens. He's on his berries over here. The villagers need to jump out onto those cows there, as the Terma going to push forward in an attempt to take out the priest over here. That tier thing, that's a big relic. I can't overstate that enough. It's going to be making life much more challenging for Magic, as he almost managed to snipe the priest. Not able to get that one. Good dodges there, as it gets away with like 1 or 2 HP. As now the spearman going to have to retreat back. And where to now for Magic is the big question. Lots and lots of wood in the bank, and that's about it. See a cheeky little obelisk over here. Does RAPL, he doesn't know about the gold mine in the corner of the map, but he does have the obelisk there to spot. Nice snipes onto the spearman, as Magic is going to be continuing to get that poke in. That low HP spearman diving through. Magic not paying attention. That's another kill there for him, as the Dar's Scepter over here is still trying to snipe that priest to prevent that relic from getting back, but it's too little too late. It's coming through, and Nephthys is already on the way. Another temple, another 2 temples are going to be coming through here now for Magic. He knows what's coming. Let's be completely honest. There aren't really that many options for ISIS in this matchup. The simple truth of the matter is, the easiest way to defend this push is get heroic age yourself and get Contarius out. That is your answer. We do see some spearmen coming through or some more spearmen going to be coming through, which is a nice little help, but all you got to do is just get out all of the Deuterinos and you're going to be completely fine. We already see Magic. He's out onto the second gold mine already. This is also really important, but we've got ourselves a bit of an out of sync here. Out of sync, so we'll see how things are going to go. Terma are just scouting out all across the map, and I imagine here as well, we're just going to see Magic going heroic age. This is really important to your survival here in this situation. Armory coming up a little bit late, but nonetheless coming up as it is. I'd love to see that obelisk get shanked down and get killed. Not going to go for it though. Nonetheless, Hyperion is on the way, and now the Magic barracks are coming down. One way you can defend yourself really nicely is you put your barracks around your town center. Unfortunately for Magic, he doesn't do that, so he does get opened up for some pretty big attacks to come in. As Scorpion Man going to be looking for a raid up the top. I like that play going in there. Military barracks coming down all around the place. Gets this villager kill. No, I'm not going to grab that one there. And Hyperion just about to be in. Lots and lots of spearmen, but I don't know if that's going to be enough here. Especially because you can basically just chaos this. Force the answer. There's the answer. So the clip's coming through. Minion's going to be charging in onto this position. Apology for the play fast speed here. Let's go on to play normal speed. And now the Contarius are out. The Hero Terma on the back here are going to be able to take down those minions really quickly. Watchtowers is now up there. Citizen going to be pulling back and jumping into that town center. No problems there. Another Citizen pulling away to boot, as the rest of those minions honestly did not get the value where that's concerned. And the Citizens have still been mining gold out on this secondary gold mine while this is all going on. Now, Magic is 2 town centers. He's got the Contarius out, and he's just going to be able to max army here. Let's speed up because I don't want to miss the next game. He's going to be able to max army here and be completely fine. A palace coming down onto this position is a perfect defense for everything to come through. And guess what? In the next, couple of well, in the next 90 seconds or so, he's going to be able to have another chaos. Though I don't think he needs it. These priests are not going to cut the mustard against the Contarius coming through. He's trying to take out the palace on this position, but that one's going to be going down incredibly quickly as well. As those Contarius trying to bust through over here. Priests taking out the Sage here on the back, but not going to be able to make that happen. That Chaos is almost up. The Contarius trying to break through here, but it's a great choke point for TheRapl, but I don't think it matters because any trades here for Magic are absolutely huge. He's also going to be getting that heavy cavalry technology in. And in the first game, goes to Magic. Guys, we are going to jump out of this one really, really quickly and get into the next game as fast as we can. Thanks for hanging with me, and we'll get it going. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's a new game. It's a new you. It's a new me. It's game number 2 in this semi-final of EGC TV's Genesis Retold, spawning in the bottom of the map in the blue color, playing as Frere. His name is Magic. His opponent today in the red color, playing as Set. His name is TheRapl. The map, Watering Hole. Oh, this is exciting. Oh my golly gosh. I've been playing so much Set recently. I feel like I know the kind of limitations or the extent of everything that the Set players can do. We do see an interesting build here for TheRapl. He's opening up with a villager on the wood here, and then he's probably going to drop that over onto the gold. Never mind, he misses that one. A little bit of a not delayed walking time, a little bit of walking time there that he probably didn't need nonetheless. Monument coming up there for TheRapl at the start. But in general, the big problem that Fran needs to overcome to win this matchup, it's basically he has to figure out how to deal with the mass myth units. He's got Freya, he's got Ulla. Those are the two options for him to try and save himself. If I'm Rapl in this situation, it's Anubis, and it's Anubis all the way. The reason why it's Anubis is one, you get access to spamming with your big fat divine damage. 2, you get access to Anubites, which are really, really important. So going for 3 monuments here, making those Anubites and pushing in is going to be really, really strong. Now, what Magic's keys to success here are, if he can grab a second town center, that might be enough for him to kind of just sit back, hold the line. So if he can maybe wall himself in nice and early and prevent his opponent from jumping in onto this position, Plague of Serpents, and causing so many problems here, that might be a way forward. Going through Ulla here and potentially even getting the big fat fort on this home gold mine to just defend it, so there's no way to push through there. It looks like he hasn't been able to find himself all too many pigs to kick the game off. This pig going to be coming over here as well. But I'm excited to see how Magic's going to approach this one. I think this is really, really challenging. Upgrade-wise, he's already got himself hand axe and pickaxe. So he's gone for a later advance. Maybe I don't think he's going to be able to get a 4-minute advance, but yeah, not a 4-minute advance, but maybe slightly after the 4-minute 15, or maybe a pre-queue on the 4-minute 15 advance time as well as an idea. He might even go 4:30 here, in all honesty. On the other side of the map here, Rapl is grabbing up his lumber camp on this side, and villagers just dodging around over here, keeping themselves nice and fine. To me, this is looking like there it is, and it's going to be Wadgets. So no big fat problems with the Anubites, but it's going to be Wadgets. It's going to be pain for Magic in the shape of the snake. He's also gone through Ulla, so no Freya, so no access to that Sesrumnir upgrade to boost up those Hursa to help him against any of those myth units, though. He might not be thinking about building basically any Hursa past the initial few. Walls coming up around his base as well to help himself out. We've got those animals of Set just hanging around on the map here. Baboon of Set going to get spotted there from Magic. I'm sure he's going to be wanting to deal with that one, but much later advance time for Magic. And the question is, where to next for Rapl? He's not going to want to go for 2 town centers here. If he's got to back himself in a way and just say, you're not getting that town center anytime soon. We see a barracks coming up, 2 villages on it with the Pharaoh empowering that one away here. Units are going to be pushing forward. as well as the baboon over here does end up getting sniped down. A nice wall up on this spot's going to be possible as well in the main base of Magic. He's going for a great haul to kick the game off, and the Axemen are already on the way for RAPL. The Axemen are already on the way for RAPL. And we also see the big vision coming down into this position here for RAPL. He sees everything. He sees the longhouse. He sees the great hall. He knows exactly what he's going to need to overcome in this game. But it's a very, very stock standard opening for Magic. Magic is the decision-making king. He's not going to be going for any sort of cheesy strategies, any sort of all-in strategies. Mostly, he's just going to be playing for his strengths in this game, defending and trying to figure out how he can beat his opponent moving forward. He's an insanely good defender. I've seen him win with the Norse against Egypt down 2 town centers, so 2 versus 4 town centers. Different matchup though, so it's going to be a different sort of thing. As the units here are going to be powering across the map, we've got those snakes out in a big way right now. 2 Wadgets already with the Axemen to help out. Raiding Cavalry are going to be popping across here as we see Obelisk getting down onto this position here. The Raiding Cavalry, they're not going to be able to engage just yet. Those Wadgets a little bit too strong as the wall will get denied for the time being here, as Magic going to have to retreat back. Now, Magic could go for another wall like this and like this and like this. A little bit more expensive, but not going to happen there, as the Gazelle of Set, that's an interesting usage. They're going to be checking out the town center, ensuring that that's not going to be ever getting snuck up. As we see over on this position, I mean, that Asgardian Bastion still not getting placed down just yet for Magic. He's holding on to it. There's 2 ways to go about this. You click it straight away and you just let it get itself up while your units are doing everything else. Or you use it much later when you've got a lot of units over here. And this is going to mean the Asgardian Hill Fort is going to come down very, very quickly. Raiding Cavalry pushing forward. They see those Wadgets over here. RAPL is not going to want this to finish up. It's got 35 seconds remaining here. RAPL is pushing through. This is looking very, very dangerous for Magic, but he doesn't spot it. He has not spotted it. He sees the gold mine. Where is it? It's going to be pushing forward. The Wadget's now going to spot it. It's got 18 seconds remaining on this one. There is a shifting sands, but he does not need to use it. The throw and action getting pushed back to Herso, attempting to finish up this Asgardian Hill Fort. It's got 12 seconds remaining, but it gets denied with 30 seconds left. That's going to be way too long. Magic goes for a little bit of a cheese situation there, but it's not going to be enough. Meanwhile, this is all going on with the Raiding Cavalry going after some straggler units here. These are spearmen. They're upgraded, but there's just not enough of them to deal with this. Great play from RAPL. Little bit greedy from Magic. I think if he waited ever so slightly more for like five more infantry units, he may have actually completed that. I like the idea, but execution not going to be quite on for him, as RAPL still searching around for things to kill off. He's picked off a handful of HP on these units, but really not much more. And the main base, we are seeing, Rhino 1, RAPL 0. He gets poor RAPL. Meanwhile, houses going down. Magic doesn't have himself watchtowers up just yet. It's about to finish up. There we go. The Wadgets are going to be searching for villages. They can pick off villages so insanely fast here. And Magic, he sees that. He's going to be pulling back, trying to keep his villages nice and safe, nice and far away from those Wadgets there, as the Raiding Cavalry popping through here, trying to see everything. And what does Magic see at the moment? He's going to spot those Wadgets coming in, and the villager is already going to be dead. He's got to run immediately. One big fat spit onto the villager. Does manage to keep it alive for the time being, but it's going to lose nearly all of its HP, 8 HP remaining. It's 4 spits to pick off a villager in this game, until you have hunting equipment. As we see an armory coming up, Magic is going to be wanting that heroic age, as the units on the front here getting cut off. Great resourceful play here from Magic. Rapl is cut off from his main army. This means he can push. He's going to be getting pushed forward from these raiding cavalry. The Hearser chasing forward. The big weakness of this army of Rapl is the immobility of the Wadgets here, as the Hearser charge forward to try and take out the Wadget on the front. Almost going to be able to finish that one off. They're not quite going to get it. Has to retreat back as more units are coming in, and this is meaning a wall comes up over onto this side. Villagers are now onto the gold mine, and now Rapl here, what he can do is he can get himself the upgrade Clairvoyance from the temple. It takes a while to get it, but then he can vision and he can shifting sands in onto this gold mine as his next port of call. Alternatively, he can just walk the long way around and then get in over here. Magic at the moment, lots and lots of gold in the bank. Population-wise is favoring Rapl at the moment, as those raiding cavalry are going to be retreating back for the time being here. Spearmen getting those jabs, doing all of the pokey pokes, as the wall going to get broken down. And this means, well, Magic, he doesn't really need to care. He can just pull back, go to a different position, go to wood, go to gold, go to food, go to wood. He's got so much gold in the bank that honestly, it doesn't matter that much that he's not onto these resources here. In fact, he's going to move over onto this position. But he's got to be careful. Shifting Sands is on the menu. Shifting Sands is on the menu, and the Gazelle of Set are here. He's got to be quick. We see a town center coming up now for Rapl, so no heroic ages anytime soon. And we see Aegir coming through. This is scary for Rapl. The dwarves spot the Gazelle. That's a snipage there. And that is a gold mine now grabbed for Magic, and he's going to have heroic age. And he's got a wall here to delay. This is scary for Magic because he doesn't have that population to deal with this army of Rapl. Rapple's going to be able to go full send here off of the next town center, push himself up to 190 population if he gets the extra houses down as the wall gets broken down. But Aegir, with Aegir comes a lot. A lot comes with Aegir. He gets the Rock Giant, and he gets the Tempest as the army pushing forward here. Magic, he's not running back just yet. And Rapl, he doesn't want to break through on this position straight past the Watcher. I think that's the better idea. This is going to take a hot second to break down here, as Magic is trying to pump units out, and he's just going to be pulling off of the gold mine yet again in the main base. We see a market here. He can sell those resources. He's also got Ghoul and Bursty. Oh! The villagers over to the gold mine. There is an obelisk there to check that one out, as these dwarves here, they can just jump onto this wood and bounce back and forth here. But still, we do have that shifting sands. The villagers, they're actually going to sneak in over onto the Gazelle here as a raiding cavalry. They're moving over onto the other side to take out the obelisk, preventing any sort of shifting sands from coming in. Rapl, he doesn't really want to use that shifting sands at this point. Let's be completely honest at this point, because if he uses it, then Tempest comes down and he's not going to have a retreat or a defense against that one. Oh, where's this Oxguard going? Rapl sees the Oxguard. He says, let's kill that one off. Does manage to snipe that one down as we see a hill fort coming up. And while Magic not able to get that Asgardian fortress down, will be able to get himself a hill fort down, as he is slowly moving himself forward in this game. But while this is all happening, Rapl is going to start getting himself... Actually, this is a total lie. Rapl is not getting himself a villager lead. This extra town center that Rapl has got is not helping him in the slightest in terms of economy. It's just military. Look at the military difference here. It is 40 population differential at the moment. And, well, that's what it's going to be, as Magic, he needs to wait on this one in all honesty. He's trying to push forward. He's got that Tempest. He's going to be dropping it down. And Rapl here, I imagine, shifting sands has to be the usage. He misses half of his army, though, with the shifting sands. And that's going to be a bunch of kills now over to Magic. And Magic going to be able to push forward and make something happen here. He might be able to grab the town center. He might be able to do something like that and to get himself into this game. But the army mostly still alive for Rapl. What is Magic's next decision in this game? He's still got a huge army he's going to have to deal with. He does have that Rock Giant. There will be ancestors coming very, very shortly here, as the classical army of Rapl poking forward. He's got himself that divine damage from electron bullets. It's only 0.5 here, As now Magic, he's like, I got to retreat back yet again.
Yeah.
As we do see the villagers sneaking up here to grab this hunt. There's a spearman over here, but there's no units on that side just yet. Villager differential is still very, very close in this game, in all honesty, because RAPL has not been producing villagers, even though he's been above the town center count. He's got one town center not producing, and that's meaning that Magic has got some time here to play with. As we see, spearman coming over here. The villager's going to turn around and get a big shank. RAPL too slow. Manages to keep it alive, though. 7 HP. And Magic going to pull back onto that position here. As the quick look at those rock giants here for Magic. He has got the army he wants. And he wants this town center. Because guess what? This town center secures this gold mine. Not because of anything in particular with regards to town center doing anything. It's just that he gets Ghoul and Bursty onto that one. Raiding Cavalry are now going to be causing problems for RAPL. Magic has played an incredibly defensive game right now, and he's finally moving across the map. Great defensive maneuvers here from the RAPL. The army is going to be pushing in. This gold mine is completely open, and we finally seen that clairvoyance technology coming in as RAPL. He's got to figure out something to do with his army. He can't push in and kill this off because the hill fort's there and everything else. And he's about to get a lot of damage into the main base as heavy raiding cavalry is in. The villagers are going to be pulling back. What is the next option here for RAPL? Does he go Mythic Age? Does he go for a big hard push into the defensive base of Magic? The raiding cavalry here have been spotted. He's got to pull back. He's losing a lot of units there. Great trade for RAPL. Great defense where that's concerned as the raiding cavalry are going to push elsewhere. We've got the villagers in the center of the map grabbing that gold mine as another hill fort is up onto this position. That's going to mean Huskarl are now on the menu to some degree. And you also have to remember there is that upgrade right here for those Huskarl and also everything else. It gives a 5% extra movement speed on those Huskarl, which does make them much, much stronger. As the Spearman here getting baited in ever so slightly. Meanwhile, over onto this position, the army just going to come through, clean up the hill fort. Honestly, Magic does not need to care about that. He's already left the gold mine. He's got this gold mine over here. He's been playing a great bait and switch thus far in this game. As the Spearmen over here, they're going to get taken out as we see the shifting sands and we see the ancestors coming through here. Does Magic want to fight it or not? It looks like he can just turn around with a handful of rock giants and make a little bit of a retreat away. He does not want to take a fight in the slightest in this game, as the villagers here, they are going to be attempting a little bit of building blockage, but the throw and axemen take that out, and Magic just says, all right, no worries, take my rock giants, I'm getting out of here. You lose on 50 favor, I lose my rock giants. No problems here. Even picking off some villages. We see a third town center up as well now, though, for RAPL. Magic, he's returning back over onto this gold mine, getting some villager kills. Magic is well and truly in front on the villager count here, though he's maybe overstayed his welcome ever so slightly here. He's got a nice retreat path through this wooden wall, but he's losing a lot of military for this. But the villager losses for RAPL are very, very big as well. Magic coming through onto the wood line. RAPL not paying attention to this one. Going to lose tons of those villagers. The Spearman coming back in here to defend. Look at the resources, though, for RAPL. Plenty in the bank. He's got to get something spent here. As the army pulls back, the villagers over on this gold mine. This is the big moment for RAPL to make something happen here. If he waits too long, Magic's just going to get his army back out into a really big amount, and that's going to be a challenging position here. We do see only one armory up for Magic. He might want to just throw the next armory up in anticipation for the Mythic Age. At some point, we see fortified town centers coming through. This is a great counter to your opponent grabbing your town center, is getting fortified town centers because it ups your population up to around what they've got. But RAPL's already got himself fortified town centers, so that's already going well for him. He's actually going for another town center on this position, but for heavy raiding cavalry, very, very injured here. They're going to be charging in to get a couple of villager kills onto this spot as well. RAPL here, he'll have a lot of town centers. He does turn around and gets the shankage happening here. We'll be able to take those villagers, those raiding cavalry out, but handful of villagers go down. The army for RAPL still trying to push in here. Raiding cavalry trying to come through. And look at the military buildings here for Magic. He's got plenty of stuff set up on this position. Longhouses coming through. This gold mine going to be needing to get grabbed sooner or later here as well. This gold mine over here, 2,700 left. I want to see the hill forts coming up and securing this gold mine as well. This is what's important here. Magic knows he can take this game really, really late and still have a good game of it, considering he's playing Norse and he's going to be able to win these fights if he has a tech advantage, which he's going to have. If we take a quick look at what the actual armory upgrades for TheRapl are, bronze weapons, copper mail, that's it.
Yo.
Meanwhile, over here for Magic, he's full bronze. So getting Mythic Age here is going to be paramount, as TheRapl here, he is... Actually, if he takes a fight right now, this is going to be a very, very bad fight for him to take. Vision getting dropped down over onto the other side of the map. There's no access to any sort of shifting sands there, as the unit's getting pushed back. A couple of berserks do get converted there, and now Magic, he sees his opportunity to push forward. The Bergreezy upgrade, not yet in for Magic. I think that would be a great upgrade to grab, maybe a second temple or something to make that happen. As the Bergreezy going to charge forward, does he have these? They're all off cooldown. A little bit of a misplay in my opinion there from Magic. The Wadgets are getting so much damage done onto those rock giants there as the Goatee try to push forward, but the raiding cavalry are going to be doing a crazy amount of damage. Meanwhile, we've got those mercenary cavalry coming out here to take out those heavy throwing axemen on the back. Can Magic make a trade here in a positive way for himself? The Ursa finally getting onto the back of this fight here, takes out one Wadget, but the rest of the Wadgets still alive. Goatee on the back here, getting pulled back, and Magic finally pulling the trigger. He's now down to 135 population. TheRapl has managed to hold here, and Magic gonna have to retreat back into his main base. As up onto this side, we've got the Leviathan causing a little bit of problems over there. The units are going to be pulling back over here. Meanwhile, double market. We got the Matrius market in. He's going to get that market in the corner here. It doesn't matter right away. As we see Vidar, why would you go for the attack if your plan is Mythic Age right now? You see Horus is queued up for TheRapl, and TheRapl is already back up to 86 villagers. So he's got the villager lead. Economically speaking, he's going to be behind because he's playing as Set, he's playing as Egyptian, and he hasn't had to leave for very long. But he's going to be able to start pushing himself, edging himself into an advantageous position. Though, in all honesty, economy doesn't matter when you're playing as this crazy god, Freyr, charging forward onto this position with those raiding cavalry. I don't think Magic wants to do that just yet. All he needs here is a good Inferno. That's what he needs. That's the big important thing. We see a Kraken coming in, and there's going to be Yormid Elvers to help him play in this moment. There's a raiding cavalry searching up to the top side here. One thing that Magic's got to be aware of is if he lets TheRapl sit on these town centers and get up to 260 pop, that's going to be a terrifying position. Managing to snipe the Pharaoh was big there, as the raiding cavalry are going to be spreading around all out onto the map. And we're now starting to see the army pushing forward onto this middle position. Does Magic, he's still only got the one armory. That's going to be making life a little bit challenging, but now we see Freyr's gift coming through. Very expensive tech, but very, very strong. As the raiding cavalry on this position here, going to get sniped down. Still just searching for villagers to kill off. All the gold in the middle is going to be getting mined out as the villagers finishing up onto this gold mine. Remember, this gold mine over here is the big challenge that Magic needs to overcome here. He's already making caravans, so that's going to be keeping himself afloat in this game. He's going to be behind by 60 population. He's also got Gul and Bursty in this game to help him out. As up onto this position, the raiding cavalry just checking things out. Not going to be able to spot all too much over there as the army pushing forward. Vidar is in. He's going to be looking for a big fat Inferno very, very shortly, as the Inferno coming through. Do the units have any ability to retreat away from this bad boy? Yes, they do, but a lot of them getting absolutely erased there as the Slingers pulling away from that location. Big population advantage now, tech advantage now for Magic. He's getting himself all the upgrades. Twilight of the Gods, Champion Cavalry, Champion Infantry. He's getting his economic upgrades coming through as well. But the Mythic Age is now in for TheRapl as he drops the tornado down. The split there from Magic. A big amount of throwing axeman losses coming through, as well as we now move in to the next portion of the game. Both players injured, battered, bruised from the Mythic Age God powers, but still kicking is Magic, still kicking is TheRapl in this game, as it's going to be a big attempt at a hold as a whole bunch of those priests, they're in. You don't want to be losing that Fafnir here, but it's going to be a big, strong unit nonetheless. Magic at the moment pumping units forward here. He's going to take him a while to get those upgrades. You see the champion spearman coming in. We've also got an Avenger on the way as the Fafnir has to retreat back. Magic's got himself 40 villagers on food at the moment. One thing that he can do here is the Villager Ragnarok. Once he gets those resources in, it costs about 4,000 resources to convert into into Berserks, but he doesn't have to convert them all. He can convert like 50. Once he's got the 50 Ox Caravans, he can convert 50 villagers into Berserks. That gives him his population back, and he's going to be able to charge. As now we see the raiding cavalry going after the town center over here. There is masons applied there onto this town center for the time being as the unit's charging forward. We've got a watchtower up here. This is always the way to play as they'll throw an axeman charging forward into the slingers. Magic not able to control that one. They're great play from TheRapl on that position as the Rock Giants still don't have that Begreasy upgrade just yet. And he's still trying to pump units. He's down to 150 population. His trade caravans at the moment, 91 gold is very, very nice. Raiding cavalry still distracting over here, but TheRapl is going to be able to start adding siege. He's going to be able to start pushing in. Magic is in for a very, very difficult position right now as the army going to come up here. We see towers coming up. Magic knows that if he can potentially survive here, he will be able to find some wins. Fafnir onto this position. What is he doing with that bad boy? As the army is now pushing into the main base, is there any sort of burning pitch technology? Answer, not just yet. As the army of TheRapl slowly but surely breaking forward, and Gullenbursty has decided to come into the battle. Look at the damage onto those slingers. He gets some huge value there, but going to be leaving his base and rapidly losing population here. Oh, he takes down one of those water myth units on the sea here as well. TheRapl just going to be losing those, not going to be microing away, doesn't care all too much about that. Says, no worries, you can be distracted with that, and we'll start worrying about other things here. Hillfort's coming down onto this position as well. Magic, where to next? He's going to have fully upgraded units. What does TheRapl have is the big question. The more he waits, the closer TheRapl gets to being 260 population with fully upgraded units. That's the scary part here, being down this many, being down this much population. The units, Magic's army is going to be stronger. Don't get me wrong, but population-wise, it's going to be very, very far behind. As we see, these upgrades are now applied. Look at this one. Twilight of the Gods is bonus damage versus heroes and hit points onto those Berserks. Very, very big help as the Berserks are still searching for raids here. Magic is one of the best late-game players I think I've ever seen, but even he is going to be having his work cut out for him in this position. TheRapl's got complete control of the map. Walls coming up everywhere. Side builds coming through. The raiding cavalry are searching for villager kills. One little lone champion spearman on this position here. Going to be trying to save the world here. Look at the damage that's coming through. It's got so little HP. No, it's not going to... You're not targeting it down. One more attack. No. That spearman does so much. Meanwhile, in this position over here, the attack coming through as Magic here is trying to break through with those Berserks. The Ballaster are out, and Ballaster are strong. These things absolutely massacre the Slingers in this position if he can get enough of them out and have a forward position held here, as a whole bunch more Berserks going to be coming through. I think Magic needs more military buildings at the moment to keep this spam up, as we see the Ballaster will be able to snipe. No, good micro back there. Not going to be fast enough as the Ballaster. Will they be able to clean up these Slingers or not? It looks like the answer for the time being is a resounding no here. So those Ballaster have to pull back ever so slightly. More Berserks going to be coming through. We have seen that Magic has cut a little bit of population at the moment to charge forward here. Remember, TheRapl here is at full population. He's got resources up the wazoo. Every single unit that dies here is just going to get replaced. The same is true, though, for Magic. And he can hold this position as long as he wants. Gold mines on the map, they're going to expire at some point for TheRapl. He's only got 1, 2, 3 gold mines remaining, as the raiding cavalry are now joining in to the party, as those those catapults trying to take down the hill force. Not going to be able to make that happen. The army here of TheRapl, it's seemingly dropping in population here. He's got the entire queue. You see both players macroing up a storm here. So many berserks coming through as well for Magic. Population is still sitting at a steady 240, but those Baluster in the back are doing amazingly here as the Axemen are charging in. And with Axemen coming through, this means pure raiding cavalry, pure throwing Axemen is going to be a great way to continue. Magic at the moment, only 5 Great Halls. He needs more Great Halls. Take 1 unit back here and just spam military buildings, Magic. As Rapple here, he's got all the barracks. He's got 10 barracks out. No, that's wrong. He's got 14 barracks out. So that's the difference at the moment here. Baluster still getting some great damage done from afar, but Rapple still holding nicely, but he's not making any ground, even though he's got a ridiculous advantage in terms of population. Magic is the one making the forward movement here as the Slingers are still trying to micro in onto the back. Those Godi are not going to be that much help here either. There is an option here for Rapple to go for a Shifting Sands play as well, but I think it's too little too late for that, as Magic, he is breaking forward. He's going to be taking out that Pharaoh onto the front here, and what else can Rapple do at this moment? His population is plummeting. So too is Magic's 80 military to 90 military at the moment here. As the mercenary cavalry are trying to break forth, they die so quickly to these Baluster that are just doing so much damage. Now we see the spearmen coming in to deal with those raiding cavalry as you have to keep rotating through different army compositions here to make this work. Meanwhile, over onto this position, I'd love to see some more walls coming up from Magic, aggressive walls and all the other good stuff, but it looks like he's just going to be focusing in onto the one position. He's got the heavy Baluster in, and the Baluster are going to be taking down the town center. Units coming back in onto this position. Can Magic continue to take this one? The town center now down. The Baluster are going to start focusing in onto this position here. Magic, he's sending dwarves into the center of the map. He can convert those into berserks, and he's going to be pushing himself up to full population to try and take that town center down. He needs more of these trade caravans here. He's only got 24 at the moment. Rapple has got to have this in the back of his mind. There's too many units here for Magic to not have a ridiculous trade route. Can he fix up this trade route as well? Would be another huge boost, but I don't know if it matters here. Magic's grabbing himself the 3rd town center. What can Rapple do? He's got tons of resources in the bank in terms of wood and gold. These Slingers are not cutting it at the moment here. Town center shooting up. Magic, he doesn't have to pull off this. He can just complete the town center if he so chooses. This is majority spearmen here, as well as these berserks from Frere are just going to absolutely dominate here, as the town center going to be slowly pushing back up for Magic here as well. It's going to take him a couple 15 more seconds roughly there. The Baluster are just doing so much damage. We see Rapple just scratching his head at the moment. What can he do here? Priest going down over here as the army's still trying to break through. Town center will be finishing here for Magic, and now that's another town center, and Magic can breathe a little sigh here of relief. Some chariot archers are going to be attempting to be produced here for Rapple. How many Migdols? He's got 3 Migdols up at the moment. Now he's got 2 Migdols up. That's going to be a long time for him to get chariot archers out in this game. Where is the corner as we see Titan Gate now coming through for Magic? It's half price. Why not buy it? That's not expensive. It's not expensive in the slightest. Magic is not leaving anything up to the imagination in this game. Gold mines about to be expiring here, as now Rapple has got to start a trade route. Both players with the panic markets. I mean, this is just like tournament situation. You're just so focused on everything happening as the Avenger charging forward. That's going to get sniped down here. The Baluster just absolutely erased the Avenger there. Look at these bad boys. They're so strong. But Magic's got to be careful not to get caught out of position here. Otherwise, the Baluster will get absolutely cleaned. He doesn't have to care about these mid units because his Berserks have got bonus damage versus mid units. It's not a lot, but it's definitely something big, as those Scorpion men getting cleaned up. More Berserks, more units pumping out here for Magic. Villagers sneaking in onto this position there. It's going to be a little bit of lackluster production still for Magic. He needs more production facilities here, but RAPL, on the other hand, he's managing to push back in this position now as the siege tower is breaking through as well. Berserks coming in. You need Axemen here if those Berserks are going to be a very, very difficult thing to deal with here. Siege tower going to be getting sniped down onto that position as well as the Ballista pulling back ever so slightly here. Can he start to take down these units in the middle? Yes, he can. Those Chariot Archers, it's too little too late. I've been in this position time and time again. What beats the 20 range of a Chariot Archer? The 30 range of a Ballista. As the army breaks through onto this position, the Wadget's getting taken out on the back there. And what else can RAPL do in this position but pray that Magic slips up? There's going to be a Titan. It doesn't matter. He can put one Berserk onto this Titan. He doesn't have to put a ton of units. He can take 20 villagers off and turn them all into Berserks if he wants. And he's going to get the Titan out, and that's going to be huge. Titan Gate getting dropped down into the main base, and he does convert a ton of villagers. Wait, does he? Or are they just waiting? Those are just Berserks waiting in the main base. Magic says, I don't need units. He doesn't care. I don't need units on the front here. I just can wait and I will get a Titan and we'll just take it that way. Has a couple of raiding cavalry now moving into this mission. No more gold for RAPL. RAPL's out of gold. He's only got 16 trade caravans here at the moment. That's not enough. That's not enough to maintain these trades going on. Magic, on the other hand, apparently 26 is the magic number for infinite gold to support 235 population of units as Frere. Apparently that's what it is. As the heavy Ballista will start getting broken in onto here as the Spearmen have managed to get through. They don't have any bonuses against these Ballistas, but they do get taken down very, very quickly. The Wadget's doing work. These are Mythic Age Wadgets, well and truly worth building at all points in the game if you see the opportunity to do so. But Magic, he's just holding. And that Titan Gate is getting produced so insanely fast right now with 23 Berserks. And RAPL, no gold in the bank. No ability to get his own Titan out means he's going to need to produce mass priests to deal with a Titan when Magic is making every single counter under the sun to mass priests. As now the Ballista starting to take down the town center in the center of the map as well. Chariot Archers going down over here to boot. As the siege works, going to be getting taken down as well. And the units coming through here. Does he have Burning Pitch? He's got Burning Pitch as well for those throwing Axemen. And that's 99 to the town center for RAPL. And RAPL, 2 town centers remaining. No trade route. Staring down a 56% completed Titan Gate. We even see 9 waves coming through for Magic as well. It doesn't really give him anything. I've never seen that technology get researched. As the Chariot Archers are now out for RAPL, but it's too little too late. Town Center attempting to get built up in the face of RAPL at the moment. It doesn't matter. You can't deny this. Is that you have to kill off all of the HP as the Berserk's charging in to get this one up as well. And RAPL has got nothing left at the moment. He's 180 of 260 pop. And in that moment, RAPL taps out and Magic finds the win against Set on Watering Hole. Insane defense here from Magic. He knows you just have to hold, and even 4 versus 2 town centers. The power of Magic's Frere here in this game is just way too much. Post-game tells a story here. Resource collected. Look at that advantage for the entirety of the game. And this is an advantage on top of an advantage because he's paying half price for technologies. So he's just got such a crazy big advantage going on. And that is the game, ladies and gentlemen. It's a best of 5. RAPL is now staring down the face of a situation where he's on match point. He's got another life, but he doesn't want to go to the loser's bracket. He wants to go to the finals and face and have the best chance of winning this one. We've got a game 3 coming to you really soon, guys. Don't go anywhere, and we'll see you in the next game. Game number 3, ladies and gentlemen. 2-0 for Magic in this best of 5 series for the EGC TV Genesis semi-finals. $15,000 on the line. You win this game, you're in the finals. But the finals are only... Are the finals the final? The finals are not the finals. They're the winners' finals. They're still the grand finals to come. So it's not as simple as you just win the next game and you win. In the top of the map, in the blue color, playing as Thor. His name is TheRapl. In the red color, playing as Ra. His name is Magic. The map is Ghost Lake. And I have no idea what we're watching right now, as Rapl is showing something I absolutely love. Whoa. This is chef's kiss from Rapl. Rapl goes, you know what's weak about playing this early Dwarven Armory strategy? I don't get goats. So, you know what's strong about the Dwarven Armory strategy? Well, I get villagers. You know what? What if I just say, I'm going to just delay my Dwarven Armory for a little bit later, change the build order a little bit, and I'm going to go for a scout first and just claim a whole bunch of goats. That's genius. That's really genius. However, this is a 1 gold mine Ghost Lake. This is the map which Magic wants. He doesn't want to take this game late game against Thor. Thor is insanely strong in the late game. Let's be completely honest. If you don't think that's the case, you haven't seen how good Thor can be. There's a fantastic game of Magic versus Pegasus on Magic's YouTube channel. Check that out. Or just watch this one because you might see it here. Nonetheless, huge shout out to Magic for the YouTube channel. Also, huge shout out to Rapl for his own YouTube channel. Both of them putting out some really, really quality content. Definitely check them out. Relics on the map here. We've got ourselves the Scales of Catoplopas over here, giving the 15% damage vulnerability to Pierce. Or minus 15%, I should say. Archimedes' Ledger here with the Siege becoming a little bit cheaper. On this position, we've got that Gungnir Odin Spear, making those counter cavalry infantry units a little bit stronger. And the Eye of Ormu there, making the counter infantry stronger there as well. Temple coming up now for Magic. Looks like it's a double monument here for Magic. Looks like he's not quite able to get an advance time here, so he's going to be going for a 330. Nothing really wrong with a 330 if you're going for monuments, especially if you're going to go for Sphinx. You could go for Wadgets. We're seeing Forseti coming through here for Rapl. That's going to give him access to Trolls. That's going to give him access to Hall of Thanes to speed up his Herser a little bit, and that's going to be a nice way for him to be defending himself against any of the shenanigans that Magic is going to be sending his way. He does have a fantastic gold mine on this wood line here, but this is open to Wadget shenanigans as now we see bars coming through. A little bit on the delayed side from Magic. Goes for a very late advance time, in all honesty. Very, very late. Lots of villages onto the gold. Ooh. What does Magic have in store in this game? Lots of villages on gold just means he's going to be making Sphinx, right? But this many villages on gold? I don't know. Classical Age already in now for the TheRapl. Going to be finishing up those Deuterinos here, and he is just going to be spamming out Dwarves. Be able to clean up the obelisks. As we're going to start seeing these guys deciding which way to go for their strategies. Copper weapons coming through, Hammer of Thunder coming through. Once you hit the second age, your armory upgrades go back to normal speed to research. Once you get to the heroic age, they get faster. Once you get to the mythic age, they get even faster. As the Great Hall coming down onto this position here, we've got that Cryo Sphinx coming in as well. But what is Magic going for? Not a single barracks. I don't see any armory. Villagers coming over now onto the food. And the barracks are now coming down. Okay. So Magic is going for a classical fight here. Rapl, on the other hand, Great Hall coming down. I've theory crafted a little bit that if you just wall your base in nice and early with Thor, and then you just go heroic age. You don't have to leave your base. You get 3,000 gold in your first gold mine, and then 50 favor later, you get another 3,000 gold, which you're going to be able to get with a whole bunch of Hersa, which you want to be building anyways. Is Magic going to be just getting a little bit of damage onto this position, trying to delay the walls over here. Another Sphinx going to be charging forward, but RAPL's base is very, very tight at the moment. That's the big fat troll from the big fat rock. The Sphinx going to be retreating back here. So Hersa going to be charging forward here as well. Axeman going to be coming in an attempt to hold onto this position. Meanwhile, the Sphinx moving up and around onto this spot here. Where to next is the big question. Archimedes Ledger just sitting, waiting, watching to be grabbed on that spot there.
Wedge.
That's the Spearman trying to get just a little bit of damage onto these bad boys, not letting him get back home. More walls coming up. Do we see any sort of age up coming through? It's got to be. You're not seeing any significant food spend here from the RAPL. He wants to go heroic age. It makes a lot of sense. Sphinx down. Sphinx down. Oh, he's 1 HP. As the troll goes down, Hersa pulling back into the main base here. They can dive into the town center if they want. And the Healing Spring can't get stolen here. I believe 1 unit just needs to be around it for it to be held. And the army here going to come back up to full HP. It's now RAPL. Heroic Age is going to be coming in. He's going through Bragi. Bragi is the god of choice here. Makes a lot of sense. His gold mine here still got 600 gold left in it, as Magic is going to be applying the pressure, trying to take down the buildings. Watchtower is trying to come through as well to just hold the position, as a lone thrown axeman manages to dive into the tower. It can retreat out the other side, maybe, if Magic isn't paying attention. Might be able to get back home, but RAPL is under a lot of duress right now. Armory going to get sniped down. Longhouse down. Units popping forward here. Can he get some buildings up around this tower is the big question. Pops through. He gets his thrown axeman out. Watchtower's now out. And that's going to be some damage coming through onto these spearmen. Magic not caring all too much about this one here, as RAPL going to be retreating back ever so slightly. Good garrison micro. Is it going to be enough? That's the Deuterinos. Need to Deuterino a little bit harder. The Bragi almost going to be through, and that will mean a cheeky little battle boar to help out on this defense. But you also have to look at Magic. What is he doing? He's spamming out the spearmen, trying to make that happen. We see the Hersa pushing forward to try and take out those Sphinx. Those Sphinx going to be retreating back for the time being here over on this position here. The battle boars are now going to be coming out. A gold mine can get dropped down as soon as that one finishes. Another 3,000 gold in the main base here for RAPL, but it's not just 3,000 gold. It's also dwarves gathering at the speed of light here. Look at those. 1.32 gold per second. And he doesn't even have pickaxe. He's now grabbing pickaxe. Pickaxe is on the way. And where to next? The plan here for RAPL is a simple one. Full population, and then let's fight. But let's also fight where it hurts our opponent, which is going to be on that second gold mine. Where is the second... What is happening? Oh, nice snipe onto the Sphinx there. Snipes that one down as the Hersa going to have to pull back. And where to next here for Magic? Great Hall coming up onto this position over here. The Battle Boar are in. You got to be scared of these Battle Boar here. Eclipse getting dropped down. And RAPL just says, no worries. I'll retreat away. Great snipe onto the Sphinx over here. Flaming weapons getting dropped down. And Magic says, all right, time to run. I'll see you guys later. Packing my things. Going back home. Villagers out onto this gold mine. He's going to take a lot of losses on this chase as the Hersa here getting some snipes in. The Sphinx going for villager kills into the main base. Can he get any is the big question. As the army pulling all the way back home. Meanwhile, over onto this position, the raiding cavalry will be spotting the villagers on that gold mine there. Army turning around to try and take out a handful of Deuterinos here. The priests are in to take this out, but look at those throwing axemen. Those throwing axemen are going to be doing so much damage. The kiting now starting. Shoot and scoot. You've got to do this with perfect rhythm, as the throwing axemen do have 1.5 attacks per animation there, or 1.5 attacks per second, I should say, as another Sphinx coming through. And it looks to me as if Magic has held the flaming weapons, but RAPL, he is in a fantastic position right now. The Sphinx are still charging around the main base, still trying to find villager kills, find anything going on in here. As the Sphinx bugging out on that house just a little bit, looking for a bunch of villager kills over here. He spots the dwarves. He can dive in. I mean, what else can he do? Can he retreat out? I don't know. He's going to lose all those Sphinx. And RAPL is now in the driver's seat. He's found himself an advantage in this game. So one Sphinx goes down. Another Sphinx over here. Going to be getting picked off as well. Meanwhile, villagers over here just hanging out, taking the hunt, making everything happen, and we get a little bit of a lull as the priests are in. Heroic Age RAPL with some insane upgrades. I mean, both players have got the upgrades, it looks like. And now heavy upgrades are going to come through. And RAPL here, I mean, he's got to know, all he's got to do is walk forward and kill off these villagers. It's as simple as that. I mean, if he can do it or not is the big question. Not that many heroes left in this army right now for RAPL. Going to be a little bit careful here, as a bunch of Sphinx can come at any time for Magic. As RAPL pulls back, more units coming in onto this position here to try and hold on.
Yo.
And now RAPL, he is marching forward. Ever so slight population edge here for RAPL, plus the tech edge, is going to be a very, very challenging fight to come, as Magic, he doesn't want to take this fight. He knows he doesn't want to take this fight. He's running, trying to keep himself alive here. Villagers joining in onto this one. He turns in. Slingers going to be able to take out those throwing axemen very, very quickly here. We've got the Sphinx onto the back line here. The throwing axemen trying to focus down Spearmen onto the front. Population differential here is still favoring RAPL. He pulls back those raiding cavalry. The villagers join in the fight. He's not able to win this one just yet. Good defense here from Magic. Magic does not have himself that upgrade Skin of the Rhino, but it didn't matter, as another gold mine coming down. And this means 100 favor for the next gold mine. But trolls are coming out. RAPL knows he can move out onto the second gold mine at any point here. Magic, on the other hand, he still hasn't even thrown down farms. He's got himself tons of food in the bank. More barracks going to get thrown down. The army coming back in. Lots and lots of units queued up here for Magic. Towers coming up onto this position for Magic in a bit of a desperate attempt to hold here. But RAPL's advantage is absolutely insane here. RAPL is a slow finisher when it comes to winning games with Nords. He knows how quick you can go from a winning position to a losing position, and this is allowing Magic to set up some defenses here. Walls coming up. We'll give him the gold mine. He's got a lot of gold income right now. Lots of wood income as well. Lots of favor in the bank to make Sphinx if he wants to. There's only a handful of heroes here, to be honest. The Sphinx might not be a terrible idea. The wall's not actually fully completed, though. It's a nice wall. Sort of baits your opponent into like fighting here, as we just see. RAPL says, no worries, I'm going to take the town center. I'm going to secure the next portion of this game. And we get a little bit of a out of sync. A little bit of technical difficulties here, ladies and gentlemen. Let me see if... I don't think... little technical difficulty here, unfortunately. What can you do? At this point, though, I mean, RAPL is just so far in front. I mean, can Magic pull it back? Can I pop out and jump into the live game? I've got to leave it, right? There's no point in staying in there. I'll see if the game is still going on. Nope. Well, I don't have much else to say at the moment. Let's pop back over to this waiting room here. Let's have some water and have a quick little deep breaths, guys. Quick little deep breaths. See if we can get this this game coming back up at some point. Oh no! Wait, no. Did they out of sync as well? No, they didn't. Okay. Oh man. Well, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop out of my game. I'm going to do what we did before, which is do a quick properties. Verify integrity of the game. We will verify our integrity in this one. Man, what a game. What a game. It's actually really close still. I could go either way, in all honesty. All right, now let's try and reopen. Well, I don't particularly want to pull up the EGC TV stream. If you guys want to watch the game live, you guys watch it. I think we'll just jump into the next game when it starts. It's a really, really great finish, in all honesty. Like, RAPL plays it really, really slow, and he just has a just ginormous tech and economic advantage. Magic's playing really, really well to try and keep himself in it, but there's just so many units for RAPL. This is absolutely looking terrifyingly... You never underestimate a Norse player's ability to throw a game, is correct. Alrighty, well... Let's jump into the next one, hey? Game number 4. Age of Mythology Retold EGC TV. $15,000 on the line. RAPL managing to bring it back. It's 2-1 for Magic though. Magic is still on game point. He's got that. He's got it in the palm of his hands here. Spawning in the bottom of the map. It is Magic indeed, and he is going to be playing as Zeus. His opponent today... So we've got a bit of a game pause going on here from RAPL. His opponent today... Oh, I missed a bolt. I missed something. Bolt onto an Oracle, I guess. Yeah, it must be a bolt on the Oracle. So when the game pauses, we just that's just the players have paused, and we just have to wait out the shenanigans here for however long it takes. It's not a big deal. So this is not a game bug or anything. We don't have no technical difficulties here. We just gotta wait it out. Nonetheless. Okay, so it's Zeus versus Uranus on Kurlauga. Magic opts for the immediate bolt on an Oracle. I like the idea on the fact that it's going to be limiting the favor gain from RAPL early game. Now, when we think about what players used to do way back in Legacy times with Bolt, you used to bolt a villager at the start of the game. That's what you used to do. Now, an Oracle versus a villager, it's a very interesting dynamic of like, well, is it a villager? Is it not a villager? It's definitely giving economy to the Uranus player. But yeah, in what? I need to sneeze. That was big sneezes. I'm sorry. Yeah. Bolting an Oracle makes a lot of sense. I think it's especially when you're like, well, what else are you going to bolt? A Caladria? A Carnivora? A Promethean? All those things are a big no. A Mermilla Hero is a good value on a bolt, to be honest. So, yeah, what's worse? But yeah, killing off a Oracle makes a lot of sense early game. Delays sky passages, it all of the stuff. Hang on, have they started? No. Let's pop back over to this screen until things get sorted. We'll hit the go button when we can hit the go button. Nonetheless. Why is Bolt so expensive to recast? Well, at 55 favor, if you think about it as 10 resources per one favor, that's 550 resources. Using Bolt at 55 favor kind of makes sense if you're bolting like a big expensive unit. Looks like we're going to be continuing along here. Let's get going. Alrighty, we are back and we are raring to go. We're fighting the technical difficulties, but we will get through it nonetheless. To finish off our player introductions, Magic in the bottom of the map playing as Zeus. Currently up 2-1 against RAPL. He's going as Uranus. Map is Kurlauga docks on opposite sides of the water here to kick the game off. I am very excited to see how Magic is going to play this one. Uranus, very, very strong. He's already used his Bolt here onto an Oracle, lowering the favor income of Uranus to kick the game off. Makes a lot of sense. And this is going to mean less Sky Passage shenanigans, less Myth units coming out, less God Powers getting spammed. And RAPL's going to have to figure out another way forward here to kind of make things happen. Nonetheless, Magic, he is pushing across the map, going to be looking for something up the top. He's looking for goats, he's looking for docks, he's looking for food, he's looking for gold mines. We take a quick look at the map. He's found his gold over here. That's a really nice gold mine at the back of his map there. If he can secure that, it's going to be fantastic. But he does have to deal with the Uranus. Now, I'm of the opinion here that at the moment, Zeus doesn't really have two minor gods in this matchup. He's only really got one. Hermes, not a god I would encourage players to go. When you've got access to Athena, you get out a whole bunch of Minotaurs. It's really, really strong. Now we see the docks coming up here for TheRapl going for the double docks, and we see the scout has found his first target. Send that Oracle back home. Send him packing. Get him out of there. It's all over. But what is the strategy? Water maps are the hardest in the game to kind of unpack and figure out what the best way to play is. Sometimes you'll watch like two pros playing and it'll just be an absolute slaughterfest. This one just absolutely dominates because they've got a better strategy. It'll be really, really close. And it could be the fact that both players are playing it wrong and they just didn't realize that there was an even better way to play. I say wrong, a less efficient way to play. So it's really, really interesting to me to watch these sort of meta developments and how these guys are going to play. So with Curl Alga, you do have the shallows on the water, which means what? It means you can send units in and start harassing, picking off fishing ships and all the other good stuff in the middle of the game. With infantry units, with archers, with horse archers, with whatever you want. Relics on the map. Let's see what we've got. Harmoni's necklace. Fantastic relic there with the plus 10% increase on gold gather rate. We've got that armor of Achilles here, reducing hack damage. Up in this top corner here, there is another relic, which is the arrows of Heracles. Going to be increasing the damage of ranged soldiers there. Not bad in the slightest. There are only 3 relics on this map. Looks like there are. Okay, so Prometheus. Ooh, Prometheus is the god of choice. So I was sort of theorizing a little bit that Uranus on this map makes some sense because you get a bit of a food boost from having fishing ships, and you can just pump out oracles while you advance to the classical age, and you can just then spam Prometheans. We'll see if it's going to work or not. We see TheRapl dropping a sky passage down in his main base. This does cost a decent amount of wood. That's the Jason now moving in, wants to grab that armor of Achilles. This is a huge relic. It's not a big relic. It's a huge relic. Look at how big it is. I'm sorry about that one. All right, Athena now in for our main man. Magic Military Academy is coming up on 2 sides here with 2 villages. Magic really wants to start that spammage out in the main base here. For TheRapl, he gets out 1 oracle. So now he's on... Wait, no, he's up to 5. He's up to 5 oracles. This is something that I've been saying is really, really good. But TheRapl's been spotted on this oracle. He's got to retreat back. He does have himself Valor to keep this oracle alive. So that oracle should never die here. You just have to use your Valor on it. It's not a big deal. And we see TheRapl going to be doing that, pulling back into his main base. He can dive into the sentry tower. No problems. Double counter barracks now up for TheRapl, and he's going to be able to start spamming out those Prometheans as well. Very, very low on the favor for the time being, but enough to start producing them. He's already got his upgrade. Meanwhile, Minotaur onto the food. Terma starting to come through. Mana coming in. Do we see another sky passage anywhere else? No, not just yet. As the Terma will come over, we see a Trireme joining in here. Nice and early. As the Valor now onto the Terma here. He's going to have to micro this one and win this fight with shoot and scoot micro going on for a very, very long time here. We see that medium hoplites is in as well for Magic. As the Minotaur here, that's going to start taking some big, big hits from TheRapl. You can also shoot and scoot forward as well as back, as the Minotaur here, he is dashing. He's like, get me forward. He can run a little bit quicker when you're pulling him into formations. Are we seeing a whole bunch of those Prometheans getting built? Yes, we are. Prometheus and another Oracle. As if 5 Oracles wasn't enough. Let's get a 6th one out. His current favor gather rate is 18 per minute, which is like 3 Prometheans, I think. As the hoplites are still searching around the map. Magic, I haven't seen him throw a stable down. He's going up for the heroic age right now. That makes a lot of sense. The Terma going to be pulling back. And this is the thing. We saw this in a series between, I think, it was Pegasus and Recon, Gaia versus Zeus. A little bit of a different matchup, but the idea here is against the Terma, instead of fighting these, you sit in your base and you go for an underworld play. Great little snipe coming in here. Magic not paying attention. And he gets into the tower. Very, very lucky there. Terma raids coming in, getting some good value as Magic going to have to charge forward. Takes a whole bunch of damage. Terma heroes and Terma just retreating back. Gets the shot, retreat back. And really, Magic, he's got to kind of just sacrifice HP or get walls up and he's going to be in a good spot. As we see his triremes getting taken out as well. And there's the Dionysus here for Magic. Not going for the Apollo. He's going to be getting himself Sarissa. Whole bunch of hoplites coming through. Prometheans are getting spammed up. It might even be worth it to just drop another temple here in all honesty. One thing I want to see from RAPL, and this is something I want to see from every single Atlantean player at the top level, is building your buildings around your town center against Zeus and against other sort of town center taking down civilizations. As the hoplites going to be pulling back here. Terma's still searching for things to take out. A couple of archery rangers just there ready for Peltast. So hoplite Peltast always going to be really, really strong against the Uranus, against the Atlantean. Meanwhile, over onto this position, Katoskopos getting some nice smacks in. But the villagers here almost going to be finishing up on that gold mine. We see another military academy in. As what's the game plan right now for Magic with these hoplites? Whoop. He's being sneaky. Did RAPL notice this? I don't think he did. How sneaky can you be with hoplites though? Wait. No, he doesn't see it. Moving forward. Where did those bad boys go? Termas can now hit on this position. More Prometheans getting spammed out. Another mana coming down. Military barracks coming down all over the place here for RAPL. He's going to be able to go to the next stage. Dionysus does make sense to counter the Watchamagic, the Chaos. Because you can use the bronze to hold yourself there to some degree. As a Terma sniping Peltas, getting in, getting out. Nice play there. Not enough Peltas to really deal with those Terma. Terma are counter archers after all. Counter mounted archers, to be sure, as now the hoplites charging forward. And the fishing ship's just simply going to garrison in. Terma coming back to deal with this one. And Magic is just going to be pumping units out. But we've got a whole bunch of Caraballs also coming out now for RAPL. Military barracks coming down as well. One Sky Passage down only at the moment. As the Terma will be able to charge forward, make some very difficult things. How are they always 4.9 speed? Jeepers, they're quick. Speedy hoplites. Wait, is he going Thea? Oh, he's going Thea. There you go. Big shockwave now coming down onto this position. Really wants to pick off a handful of those hoplites. And Magic just says, hey, you're too close to me. I'm going to get some snipes here. I don't mind making this trade. And really, RAPL not microing this one all too well. This is a really good trade right now for Magic, as RAPL now has to retreat back. There's a whole bunch of really strong units here. What is RAPL going to be doing with all of his favor income, with Thea, with all these barracks? He can't realistically go into any sort of Contarius here. He doesn't have Super Murmillo either. So what is his plan? He's got so many of these Prometheans just getting held back. 14 Prometheans. And now they're Heroic Age. So these get a boost as well. RAPL's been holding these back for a long time, hiding them from Magic. Magic's got no idea. Magic hasn't seen a single Promethean in this game. How many heroes? Does he have all his heroes out? He does have all 3 of his heroes out. There is a cheeky little narrator over here as the Skylar has cleaned up everything at the top. We see some hero Caraballister coming in as well. I love that choice, just on the fact that they do so much damage from afar, and they're going to be able to take out those myth units really, really nicely. Army of Magic is looking very, very dangerous. Look at those units here. Arcus trying to come through. RAPL He's now going to fight here. He's got the Prometheans tanking on the front. The Kyroballis are getting some good damage done. Diving in onto the Sky Passage here to reset the positioning, but that's just going to allow those units in. There's the Restoration coming in. Magic, he's making a gigantic push into this main base. Can the Prometheans of TheRapl hold here or not is the big question. That Hydra is getting incredibly scary. Population is absolutely huge for Magic on this one as the Prometheans bashing away onto this location. Terma charging around onto the sides. The Peltas targeting down these Terma at the back. They're going to not be long for in this world at all. As good as these Prometheans are, Bronze is better as they just tank up a storm here. The rest of the units getting cleaned up. That Hydra has nearly got 5 heads as more Prometheans charging forward. TheRapl is not able to hold here, and it looks as if Magic is going to be taking this series in 4 games. As the Prometheans on the back all getting cleaned up. The Hydra charging forward here takes out the Dryad. He can take out the town center as well. Promethean offsprings. Magic says, no, I'm not going to stay here. I'm retreating. I'm going to give you a chance. Have a chance here. There's going to be another access to a shockwave here. I'm surprised we didn't see the shockwave in the last fight and a disengagement. Bronze is just so... Look at this Hydra. It's only got 267 HP now, but it's got 5 heads. 150 hack, 75 crush. Are you kidding me? The Magic knows he doesn't need to overcommit too much here. With Zeus, you're always going to have the advantage moving forward in these sorts of positions, as the Hoplites going to be able to take out the Sky Passage here very, very quickly. And the Hydra looks like it will get... No, it's still alive. It's got 27 HP. Magic wants to keep it alive. He's having fun in this game. He pulls it back. Hoplites now charging in to take down the town center. And in that moment, Magic claims the victory, takes TheRapl out, and he moves on to the winners finals here. TheRapl not able to make it done. Congratulations to Magic. This was a insanely well executed game from Magic. TheRapl, for some reason here, holding the Promethean spammage back. Trying to hide the Prometheans from Magic's radar. I think if he just sent everything in the classical age and just put full pressure on, what's Magic going to do then? You can't get heroic age if you're rushing into your opponent's base with a ton of those Prometheans. I don't know what TheRapl was thinking in this game with those Prometheans. He needed to use those to attack. If you're going to be spending resources on stuff, make use of it. But he was too scared, and he also threw a huge amount of Terma away as well in this game. Really, really well played by Magic. Congratulations to him. We're going to be moving on to the next series, which is going to be the Mr. versus Recon. Stick with me and we'll get it going very, really shortly.